Modern dating operates as a ruthless, instant gratification marketplace. You look at a screen, assess a stranger's entire worth in under a second, and swipe left. But recently, a viral internet trend took that quiet digital dismissal and dragged it into the physical space. The game is called Pop the Balloon. Orchestrated by a host who commands the room, the rules are simple. One woman stands in front of a line of men holding balloons. If a man decides he isn't interested, he pops his balloon. Rejection isn't polite, and it isn't private. It is instantaneous, it is loud, and it is public. In traditional dating, we rely on societal politeness to soften the blow. We send a text saying we are busy, or we slowly let the conversation fade out. This format strips away that armor. It forces participants to immediately articulate and defend their split-second judgments right to a person's face. But watching these interactions unfold reveals a clear pattern. The men on stage are not actively trying to find a compatible partner. What you're actually watching is a psychological pressure cooker. It is designed to expose the bizarre, contradictory, and hyper-superficial standards that currently dictate the dating market. We can categorize these rejections into a specific taxonomy. The first tier is surface-level style. Take a participant named Grace. She steps in front of the line and introduces herself. The men openly acknowledge that she is highly attractive, yet the balloons start popping. When forced to explain why, they cite a single, incredibly minor detail. She is wearing a white headband. Another woman, Angel, faces a similar fate. She walks out confident and composed, only to be dismissed because she chose to wear animal print sneakers instead of traditional high heels. The men claim her shoes make them feel like they are on a safari. This radar chart plots female confidence against male fixation on superficial flaws. As the confidence metric rises, the fixation metric aggressively spikes. When a man feels outmatched by a woman's presence, his focus shifts to finding tiny aesthetic details to criticize. By focusing on a headband or a pair of patterned sneakers, the men create an excuse for rejection. These hyper-specific wardrobe critiques are a way to dismiss a person without addressing the intimidation they feel from a confident or assertive woman. The next tier of the taxonomy moves past fashion and enters the realm of the absurd and the niche. When you place people in an artificial environment where they are expected to judge a line of suitors rapidly, the pressure generates completely irrational reasons for dismissal, commonly known as icks. A participant named Daisy finds this out firsthand. During her segment, one of the men on stage admits his ultimate relationship red flag. He states he cannot sit opposite someone who eats carrot cake and claims he has ended dates in the past over this exact dessert. This highlights a core issue in modern dating economics. When dating apps and gamified shows present people with the illusion of infinite choice, the incentive to look for genuine compatibility disappears.
The human brain adapts to this abundance by becoming a disqualification machine. It stops looking for reasons to say yes and actively hunts for any reason, no matter how petty or nonsensical, to eliminate an option. Weaponizing a slice of cake allows a dater to remain detached. By relying on absurdity, they ensure that potential connections are kept at a distance, protecting themselves from the vulnerability required for a real relationship. The final tier of our taxonomy revolves around societal stigmas and female economic independence. A woman named Ashley manages to keep several balloons unpopped right up until she is asked about her career. The moment she reveals she works as an Amazon delivery driver, the men immediately reject her, judging her worth based on the perceived status of her job. The stakes escalate further with participants like Palm and Holly. These women bring the modern realities of sex work and adult entertainment into the game, openly discussing making movies or running an OnlyFans account. This network diagram visualizes a social contagion cascade. Watch how one node turning red instantly triggers the others. The moment adult entertainment is mentioned on stage, there is a cascading reaction from the men, resulting in an instantaneous mass popping of balloons driven by groupthink. This exposes an uncomfortable paradox in the modern dating market. Men frequently claim to want high-energy, independent women, yet they immediately reject the specific economic realities that often afford women that independence. These rejections show that traditional dating expectations have not caught up with modern financial realities. The men's desire for a partner with big energy fails as soon as that energy is backed by an unconventional source of income. Looking at this funnel chart, we see a high volume of inputs at the top, representing the confident women who participated in the game. But as the layers of extreme filtering are applied, the chart bottlenecks to absolute zero. Almost every single woman walked away without a match. The game operates as a firing squad for insecurities. The structure prioritizes the spectacle of dismissal over the possibility of a match. Videos like this rack up millions of views because they act as a funhouse mirror. They reflect and exaggerate our own app-driven dating habits, where a single swipe replaces a real conversation. When you remove all societal politeness and gamify romance, you stop treating potential partners like human beings. Instead, you treat them like disposable, customizable consumer products, ready to be discarded over a minor defect. The actionable takeaway here is to evaluate your own criteria. Look closely at the things you consider deal breakers. If you carry this level of ruthless, hypercritical scrutiny into your own life, you have to ask yourself a hard question. Are you actually looking for a partner, or are you just looking for a reason to pop the balloon?